I'm Doug Lesmerises, Nathan Baird, Stephen Means. I'm going to go first because Stephen just said out loud what his pick is going to be, and it's really close to my pick, so I'm going to say mine first. So it sounds like he's copying me, even though I'm copying him. The line is 16.5, right? Yeah. We just checked that. I think it's a really hard line. I would not bet this game because I think it's going to be competitive, and then like whether somebody covers or not is going to sort of come down to like a fourth quarter touchdown. So I'm saying 38-17. So I would take Ohio State minus the 16.5, but I think it's going to be competitive into the third quarter. I think Indiana will hit some throws offensively, and I think Indiana's defense will be good enough. I don't think Justin Fields in this Ohio State offense is going to run up and down the field all night. So like Ohio State's 38, that's like maybe 21-10 at halftime kind of stuff. And I don't think it's going to be dominant. It'll be good enough to win, good enough to cover, but I think it's going to feel close maybe for three quarters, which is what happens all the time over there. So Stephen Means, what's your pick?
You're very frustrated.
I know. That's why I do what I do.
My score is 35-17.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Along the same reasons that Doug kind of explained, I think that Ohio State will have a solid first half, and in the second half, Indiana will get away with some things and be able to put some points on the board that will make it a little bit closer. That's barely covering. That's 18 points, so it's barely covering. For you guys who do gamble, you're gonna be on the edge of your seats trying to see if they do cover or not. But yeah, 35-17, real original.
I'm gonna pick up where I kind of left off last week, and I'm kind of following in what Doug was saying, except I'm going to pick 42-27 Ohio State, which is not a cover, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily because Indiana is right there till the end and Ohio State has to pull away. I think it could be what they refer to in the gambling parlance as a backdoor cover, coming in behind and scoring late to make it closer than the game actually is. Backdoor
cover would be like a good horse name.
I think it probably
Here comes back, yeah.
All one word.
Backdoor cover. We'll be there. I don't have a good handle on this. I think sometimes going into a week, sometimes I have a good handle and I'm right. More often than not, I have a good handle and I'm completely wrong. I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't think Indiana's going to win. I think it's possible Indiana pushes these dudes kind of hard. I'm not picking that, but I certainly don't think that's impossible. So I'm curious to see how this unfolds, and I think we'll learn something about Ohio State this week.
I think they could push them for a half, but I think this could be one of those games, especially early in the year, where Ohio State still just has so much more depth than a team like Indiana would have at this point of the season.
I think that first quarter is going to be really interesting because one week Ohio State scores 28 points in the first quarter. The next week they scored in the first quarter, but that first drive to punt. And so now they didn't have success the first time they touched the ball. So let's see what happens if they don't have any success the first 2 or 3 times they touch the ball, how this team kind of comes together offensively.
And I'm just really interested to see a competent quarterback test this new look secondary, both not in players, but in scheme, how they've been defending people. Nathan Baird, Stephen Means, Doug Lesmerises will be there noon Saturday. Follow and watch all week at cleveland.com.